Hi there, it's Brett Hornby here. Once again, back with another personal vlog here. And if you watched my last one talking about how cartoons get funnier as you age, that was number 39. Here we're up to number 40. And this one I'm just going to talk about love of political cartoons. I mean, as you see in the paper, but even more so online here, that satirical humor with political cartoons I find also gets much funnier as you age, especially now as you get older and wiser and more experienced, and the fact that now you definitely just one man and you come up with your own political beliefs, and that you have somewhat of a say on the ballot box on what you put down on your choice for whatever. Mayor, councillor, which political party to support to run problems of the country here, but I definitely find political cartoons very hilarious, and I know maybe this is for all the English teachers out there. I mean, I wasn't a strong English student in school there, I just didn't have the skills here, but one of the things they try to always try to, instill in me is try to look into details and why all this stuff's in political cartoons, and that's what we're getting at here. Is I find that political cartoons are hilarious with their satirical humor, because you see a cartoon version of said politician that you're either praising or more often than not grilling, and then you put in objects throughout the in the clip there, trying to satirically paint a picture of certain event, certain issue, and I just always find it funny there, especially if you throw in certain animals or symbols in that. But I remember in high school social studies there, when you learn about political systems and that, I know that there was a few times that a political cartoon gets brought up in classroom, and then the teacher kind of talks about, well, why did this creator make that? What's happening in this cartoon? And then I think there was one assignment where we kind of sort of made our own cartoon comic strip, I guess you could say. I mean, this was almost 20 years ago, starting to date myself about political cartoons here, but they're all starting to get more hilarious as you get older, but maybe on the other hand, sometimes it's sad too when you also talk about certain issues. I mean, I personally consider myself a conservative here, and one of the issues that I kind of have with our current Liberal government, but I remember this political cartoon that it was a drawing of Parliament Hill in Ottawa, capital of Canada there, and they had a picture of Justin Trudeau, or Prime Minister, unfortunately right now, and it was just fresh off a tweet there. And then there was this movement last year, or not last year, but the last U.S. election, where there were a lot of people saying, oh, if Donald Trump wins, I'm moving to Canada, and then I know Justin tweeted something about everyone's welcome of all. I mean, it depends how you read that, but of course people sometimes also take that out of context, like, oh, this country, it's wide open for business here. But getting back to the political cartoon I'm thinking of, there was a picture of Justin Trudeau standing on the steps of Parliament Hill there, and he kind of had his arms open saying, everyone's welcome. But then off to the side there, in the stairs here, which I kind of believe this, you see a homeless person. And I do personally find that one issue has been, we spend all this money on all our tax dollars on immigrants and refugees to bring them all in and welcome them in, but unfortunately not help our own. And that's how that political cartoon tells me, is that we were very welcoming to everyone else except our own. I mean, that was definitely one political cartoon to think of. I know one page that has various hilarious political cartoons. If you lean on the conservative to the right side of the political spectrum, but and then there's R, the letter R, conservative on Facebook there, and that's one group that I'd like to follow, where I saw a lot of hilarious political cartoons. Well, I guess if you know which political stripe you're on, if you find that cartoon knocking the other side of the political spectrum, I guess you'll agree with it and find it hilarious. Another thing that's just been happening here locally in Calgary, and also kind of involves one of my favorite animal, an elephant here, so you throw that in a joke. I sometimes even find that funny there, but then there was one that I remember seeing that they had one person and then just had on a suit saying, small businesses, and then that small business person had a freaking elephant on them, and it said something about tax bill and that, and how that small businesses have been trying to stay open despite increasing taxes here in Calgary as more businesses come out, and then they try to keep hitting them with taxes even harder there for try to make up for the revenue shortfall there, which I found that both hilarious and sad because damn, it's true there. But that's just definitely my other take on political cartoons there. Of course, with Donald Trump in the U.S. there, he definitely either gets grilled or praised or both, or everyone seems to have to make a political cartoon involving Donald Trump there. Mind you, I didn't follow this whole story there, but I heard there was someone in a newspaper in Canada that made a political cartoon with Donald Trump, and I'm not too sure if he was, because I know one of the things that Donald Trump likes to do in his leisure time is golf, and I think in this particular political cartoon, which I didn't know the whole story, I just heard someone actually lost their job over it, that I think he was in a swamp in a golf course or something, and I heard that person lost their job over that, which tells you, as funny as political cartoons can be, sometimes you gotta be careful not to cross any lines here, depending on what. I guess that also goes back to that old saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words there, but more often than not, I find satirical humor. It's kind of like, when they used to have the Royal Canadian Air Force, which is kind of it's the name of make fun of the Royal Canadian Air Force, but they had the Royal Canadian Air Force that started on radio there and then had TV, and it was definitely a satirical humor show talking about political events. It's definitely politicians that definitely get grilled, but basically a political cartoon is basically taking that, putting it out just one frame. So it's definitely that, and I know this hour has 22 minutes, so both on CBC. So I definitely find those kind of things hilarious there, on top of cartoons that get funnier as you age. But that's all general cartoons. But this one was talking about political cartoons there. But what do you guys think about political cartoons? I more often than not I find it hilarious there, but then sometimes I do find it sad and pathetic too, because it does make fun and put it to light on issues that affects everyone, and it is what it is there. Anyway, if you enjoy everything I do on my YouTube channel, just make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Personal vlogs is one of the things I do, but I also do Calgary sports, and I also like to share moments when I'm on holidays or at sport events there. So this is actually, I'm up to number 40 there, and that's how many videos at least be in the playlist, and as be with my personal vlogs. I find a topic and I talk about it, and depending on what the topic is, this is where I get to share my thoughts, opinions, and share my stories here. And as I always say, I'll see you in the next video.